Hey everybody! Hey everybody! It's old Roger D from Channel Donstar. And this is a busy night because I got two tags in one tonight. One from my buddy CP. Who? CP from Will I Like It Reviews. And the other from Hey Internet, Eric here, which I will be doing probably right after I do this video. Don't know if they'll be both posted up tonight, but maybe they will. But this one that CP sent me or tagged me on was done, I believe, earlier in the week or over the last weekend. He was tagged by Jason Hamilton with 10 questions and one bonus question. Bonus round question. And so yeah, I've been tagged again. Ready for an hour-long video? No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try not to make this an hour-long video. Damn it! Okay, let's get to it. Jason Hamilton tagged CP, and I know everybody's like, get to it! And he tagged me along with some other people, and I'm going to tag some people after this so they can do it, and so on and so on and so on. Just like the I'm calling you out, damn it, which is something I started that we'll continue on sometime. Anyway, okay. Let's get to it. I just procrastinate so much. My mom used to say, you procrastinate. You don't get anything done. You just work on it, but nothing gets done. Okay, question number one. It's just me talking. No special effects. No CP special effects. Nothing wrong, CP. I just don't have the time to be doing all that crap. Question number one. Who are you? Who are you, damn it? How old are you, damn it? And where the hell are you from? Where do you think you're from? All right. I'm Roger. I'm Roger D. Roger B. Domian, as it were. Some people in my family called it Domian because I'm Polish. From what I understand, I'm straight Polish. I'm just a straight Pole. And boing! Yeah, so I go by the name of Domian in school, and I was getting a lot of ribbing when I was very young, and people used to call me Domian. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I was a nerd in school, so I didn't care. I don't care now anyway. How old? I'm old. No, I was born in 1959, so as of November of this year, I was born on November 9th, 1959. So November 9th of this year, I will be 57 years old. And part of me hates it. And another part of me loves it because I've experienced so much great stuff. The movies and the classic things you guys are talking about are just like you guys with the 80s that are in the 80s that grew up through there. All those movies that I seen throughout the 60s and 70s, I cherish, I love. And just like you guys from the 80s, love those movies so much. Me, not so much, because during the 80s I was out doing and all that other stuff. Where am I from? Where am I going? I'm scratching my leg. I'm from Illinois originally and always. Never left here, never moved from here. Traveled quite a bit, but I am from Illinois. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. I was born in Chicago, Illinois. And I've stayed basically in the same area that I grew up in for 50-some odd years. And throughout marriages and throughout just moving and things like that, I've gone through the outskirts, southwest side, north side, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm in Rolling Meadows, which is where I work. I work out here. I used to commute all the way from the Midway Airport area, which is where I grew up, all the way out to Arlington Heights, which is where I work. I used to do that for about 13 years straight. Every single day, that was my job. And sadly, when my mom passed, who I was caring over for a short time, when she couldn't, I decided to move out here closer to work. So Rolling Meadows is like right next to Arlington. My work now, as opposed to driving an hour to work, is 10 minutes to work. So that's really, really good. Number 2, did I take too long on that first one? Number 2, favorite guilty pleasure music. This is odd. There's so much. I mean, when I grew up, I loved all music. You know, was never a Beatles fan. Seriously, there's something you probably don't know about me. The music's good. I like the music. I know people go, it's sacrilege. You don't like the Beatles. I like the Beatles. They're okay. I like the Monkees a whole lot more. Sorry, get away. Stop throwing stones. But growing up, I got really interested into classical music. I pretty much know quite a bit composers and conductors, and I used to have a huge collection of LPs. Those were records, you young kids, 33 RP. I even had some 78s. Those are way... My dad used to have those cones, those wax cones that went on the machine, and yeah, those things. So we're old. But I loved classical music, which actually got me into soundtracks, with movie soundtracks. I remember the very first time I went to, not to a record store, but then I started skimming through soundtracks. I was like, what is soundtracks? What does that mean? Is it special effects or sound effects or whatever? And I started seeing all these movies that I used to watch, you know, and I was like, oh, this must be the audio from the movie. And then I brought it home. I bought a couple of them. I brought them home. I'm like, this is just the music. Where's the dialogue? Where's the sound effect? It's just the music. And then I was, oh, soundtrack, music, behind the music. So yeah, I got into the classical. I really still do love when I watch a movie and some piece comes up. It's just like, oh, you know, and especially when it fits the movie perfectly or the storyline perfectly. I love that. So classical music, I love old school 80s. See, like we're going, when I get it, old school 80s rap, I should have said. I dropped off the rap. There was a time there, you know, Run DMC and all that, and you know, the Fight the Power and all that stuff was coming out, and I was like, I love this stuff. This stuff is great. But I didn't tell a lot of people. I just kind of kept it quiet. And the same with country music, which I really love. And I really, not so much the modern country, although I did get hooked on Alabama for a while. But the old school, stuff from the 60s and early 70s country, that really tinny sounding old man. Something about that music, I'm just, wow. Anyway, next question. What's the story of my YouTube name? My YouTube name, Channel Donstar. Let me try to make this quick. When I was a kid, there was a magazine that we would get in the mail. It was a mail order magazine. I think you bought one thing from the back of the comic book. You know, you had comic books, and you bought a fake goofy teeth or the hand buzzer. You know, and all of a sudden you were on this mailing list for this company called the Johnson Smith Company. Old timers know what I'm talking about. I don't know if they have any kind of novelty catalogs that they send out now, but it was called the Johnson Smith Company, and you can get an ant farm, you can get fake vomit, you got all the like jokes, the gum that snapped your finger with the mousetrap thing, the hot pepper, the black soap, all that stuff. Plus they had t-shirts, all those from the 70s, really cool, Repent and Rockstar t-shirts, and then the finger, the old lady with the finger and all that t-shirts, and then you would have jewelry in there, like it was supposed to be fancy jewelry with chains and that of like the Nazi sign. I remember there was a Nazi one. You can get the swastika, or you can get this one with a skull on it, or things like that. And the Johnson Smith Company, I ordered a few things from them, which I did because I was a kid, X-ray specs, which never worked. And all of a sudden I started getting mail, like junk mail, as they say. And it wasn't just from Johnson Smith. It was from other promotional companies out there. They'd say, oh, you'll buy from them, you'll buy from us, you'll buy from us, And you got all this junk mail. But for some reason, the name, it came to my address, my home address where I live with my family, but it came under the name Roy B. Donstar. And the only thing I can think of is somebody, the computer, whoever printed this stuff out, or somebody who read when I ordered something, didn't get Raj B. Damian, and they just put Roy B. Donstar. B is for Bruce. Bruce is my middle name. Richard is my confirmation name. So I'm Roger Bruce Richard Domian. But everything I was getting then in the mail, even when I started ordering like the Monster Times, which was this newspaper of just talking about monster movies, way before Fangoria. It was a little after, it was quite a bit after Famous Monsters of Filmland and all those other magazines. But whenever I was on this mailing list under the name Roy B. Donstar. And if you know my channel and you've seen all my movies, I decided to use that as my producer name. Copyright, Roy B. Donstar. My buddy Perry and Bill and some other people that I grew up with, they would always tease me. They would always say, hey, Roy Donstar, what's going on today? And I was like, Roger, come on, And I didn't care. After a while, I didn't care. So when I started my YouTube channel, which I had videos up there already, but when I really figured I'm going to start doing some videos like this, I was like, I'm just going to use the name Donstar. I think Donstar is kind of cool. And after all, I was thinking, it's like Donstar, the Donstar Space, or Outer Space Donstar, and I was thinking Donstar, I was thinking Star, like Star Wars, Donstar Wars or something. And I got really lazy, and I was just like, well, it's a channel on YouTube, so I'm just going to go the Donstar channel. And then it was like, that clunky. So I was like, all right, Channel Donstar. That sounds kind of cool. I think I'll do that. There we are, Channel Donstar. And that goofy face of me going, I was notorious for sneaking into everybody's photograph when I was a kid. When I was from a teenager up through my 20s, even my 30s, when I would go to weddings, you would see the whole group of people, the big wedding picture of all these people all smiling, and the bride and groom, and Roger's in the back going, always. So that's my little icon that I use. That was just when I created the channel, I was like, I'm going to do the old face, which, to be really, really honest, that's Spanky from the R Gang, the Little Rascals. There's my favorite Little Rascals R Gang short film is Forgotten Babies, where Spanky is left in the care of all these children that the other kids were supposed to watch, but they all went out fishing. And there's a scene where they're convincing him, you have to watch all these children for us or else we're going to call the police. And there's a shot of Spanky just going, and he's like 4 years old, and they're going to put you in jail and you're not going to have ice cream. So that's where that all came from. So what's the next question? Quote to live by, number 4. What is the quote that I live by? I wrote a script. I had this out recently. I wrote a script. Here's the quote I live by. Living for the moment. And it still holds true today. When being older and health issues and things like that, pretty much, as opposed to saying, one day at a time, which was a really bad television show in the 70s. My quote is, hey, living for the moment every day. Live each day as if it is your last. Do whatever you can. Don't just, let life go on. Yeah, living for the moment. And as Matthew McConaughey says in Dazed and Confused, L-I-V-I-N, living. All right. Okay. Number 5, my perfect date or my perfect day out. My perfect day out, there are 2 of them that are equal. And the earliest one is seeing The Empire Strikes Back for the first time. After the experience of Star Wars, and the world of Star Wars and the hype and everything going on with Star Wars, it was just magical. It was amazing. Unless you lived in that time, to this day still, you don't know what it was all encompassing. There was no internet. There wasn't anything like that. So if you were watching TV and the trailer or the little 30-second preview, there it is. Let's go see it again. And like I said in my scrapbook thing, Star Wars, the original one, played for years at the theater. They never took it away. It played over and over, years and years and years, and you would always go back because there was no video back then either. So when Empire came out, it was no video. It was such a huge deal. Everybody wanted to see what the next chapter was going to be because Star Wars ended complete. So what are we going to see next? And then we saw it, and then it ended with this cliffhanger, and it was dark, and it had better music, and like I said, the experience when I saw it, every time a certain character came on the screen, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Mark Hamill, Chewbacca, the robots, everybody in the audience was applauding. We saw it first day opening. Everybody applauded. It was just amazing. And there was this huge applaud at the end. And a lot of questions at the very end. And I remember seeing it with a few friends. One of my buddies, Rob, were walking to the parking lot, and we were all pretty much speechless going to our car. And Rob just gentlemen, have we seen a movie or have we seen a movie? And then we just all started, spewing out what we loved about it. And so that's that. The second time, which is very close, is when the movie I wrote the screenplay for, On the Down Low, premiered at a downtown theater. It was supposed to be part of a film festival, but we entered it too late, and they didn't add it as part of the film festival. But the film festival people liked it so much, they said, you know what, we're going to add a special little screening for you. We're only going to show it once. It'll be on a Sunday morning, like at 10, 11 in the morning, and it'll be before our main film festival catalog of the movies that we're going to be scheduled to show. And the director, Taddeo Garcia, who we collaborated with to make this movie, and all the actors, and everybody came there because this was the first time we were going to see it up on the big screen. This is going to be an hour-long video. This was the first time we were going to see it all on the big screen in a theater, which was just unbelievable. It's like a little thing we made, 16 millimeter. It's not that great. It's crappy. The audio is crappy, but it's got a diamond heart of a story. And we got there, and the thing was sold out. It was absolutely sold out. There were people we told to come and see the film, and they couldn't get in because people, that word of mouth, we don't know what. We were totally taken aback because we never advertised it. They might have advertised it, but it was a Sunday afternoon around 11 a.m. we got into the mall, which is where they had the theater. I can't think of what it is. There's a video if you go way back in on the down low listing there, the playlist. There's the premiere thing where we both had our cameras, Taddeo and me, and we were just filming. We were like, oh, this is going to be our first premiere, and you could see the line of people. Level after level after level, because it was like a water tower thing, where the theater was on the top, and there were the moving stairs. What do they call that? And then there were levels, and the line just went around and around and around, and the entire theater was packed. And watching the movie for the first time with an audience, with a total stranger audience, to hear all the laughs at the right places and at places we didn't expect laughs, and not bad laughs, but good. To hear the tears at the end, to hear the comments at the very end when at the end of the screening, it was freaking amazing. So that's my second perfect day out, perfect date. Real quick. Was the first time the girl I was dating at the time, Sue, wanted to make dinner for me, treated me to making dinner, and it wasn't special. It was spaghetti, but it tasted really good. It was homemade. She, cut all the veggies and everything. It wasn't Prego or anything like that. And that was the night that I proposed to her. So that was good. That was good. Number 6, any phobias. Just like CP, I don't like bugs. I don't like any bugs, which is why I don't go camping. I went camping once and I hated it. I never slept the entire night because I just kept thinking I'm laying on a sleeping bag on the ground and there's creepy crawlies. And the mosquitoes were like nuts. It was just, I hate flying things when there's a light and they're all around, and spiders. I'm in the apartment and I see a spider, or I'm sitting here and it's, I don't like that. I also don't like heights. I can go in an airplane, no problem. I've flown lots of places and this and that. That does not scare me one bit, maybe because I'm encapsulated by something. But if I'm on the top of a building, which I have been, where I work, on the top of the condo building, which is like 14 flights, I cannot, as soon as the door opens and I just see sky and the edge of the building, it's like, okay, I'm just going to stand here. You need to go over there, go over and do that stuff. There was one time when I worked downtown, and the company I worked for, it was really nice enough. It was the 4th of July, or the big 4th of July thing. They usually do it on the 3rd or the 2nd. And everybody was invited to the roof, and they had beer, and they had, food and barbecue, and they had the little chairs. And you went to the edge, and I swear the thing, it was flat, and then there was about this high, and then it was over. You could just drop, and people were sitting on that thing with their legs hanging over it, and I was like way back in the center of the building, of the roof. It was like, I'm not getting anywhere near there. It was a nice night because we got to see all the fireworks and everything. Had a great time, but to sit on the edge of something like that, but I have no problem flying, which is really weird. Number 7, turnoffs. To be totally honest, I do not like cursing. Everybody does it. Everybody swears. Everybody says whatever word they can say. I just, ever since I was a little kid, I don't know. It was like, why do you need to do that? Why do you need to say that word? Why do you need to say this word? It's just ugly. It's and everybody does it, so it's the norm, and I'm okay. Movies, or watching people on video saying this fucking movie didn't have this or whatever, and it's like, okay, fine, but it's like, you don't need to say it. And if you really watch any of my past videos, very, very, very rarely do I curse. I just don't think it's needed. I don't understand. It's almost like it's a power thing, that when somebody says the curse word, they're trying to push that point even farther. Instead of saying, man, this movie sucks, they're saying, this movie is fucking shit. And it's like, you don't have to say that. Just say it's not good, you know? The other thing that I really am turned off with is the idiots in their cars with the heavy bass and the loud music. It's like, and I understand they're young, and I did it too. When I had my little Buick Regal in the 80s, the 80s, and I had the soundtrack to Streets of Fire, and I used to play it full blast, sitting at a stoplight with people on either side, and I'm singing away. Tomorrow running needs to be young, you know. I get it, but now I hear it, and it's me getting old. I'm just an old fart. Number 8. How we doing? Half hour. Fuck. See, I cursed. A movie I can watch forever. This was tough, and there's a lot, but if I have to focal down one thing, one genre that I love watching, that I never get tired of, one movie of that genre that I can watch over and over again, will never get tired of, that has everything about it. It has comedy, it has romance, it has mystery, it has drama a little bit, it has good guys, it has bad guys, it has a great score, it's visually fun, amazing to watch, and it seems to go on forever because it's a road movie, and it just keeps going on, and each little stop they do is a whole nother little sequence of something hilarious, and these new characters that you're introduced to as the movie goes along. Talking about The Great Race, the movie with Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, Natalie Wood. I'll give a little spoiler to my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It is my favorite comedy of all time, and I can never get tired of watching The Great Race. I'm not even going to pull it out. Look it up, The Great Race. It's from the 60s. Love that flick. Always makes me laugh in tears. Always. Number 9. What would I do with my Lotto winnings? Well, the way I am right now, I would get myself a nice little house. I would, of course, pay off all my bills, which isn't much. My bills total up to about, everything pretty much totals up to about 10 grand, which is not much, but I just don't make that much where I can't catch up and pay the 10 grand. So that's always there, and I'm always paying monthly, and the interest is just constantly adding on. So I'm swimming, but I'm not getting anywhere, basically. So pay off all the bills, get myself a nice house, get myself a decent car, nothing special. I would definitely retire, and I would, if I had money extra, like in the millions, I would definitely start making movies. I would create like a little studio, like Donstar Studios or something, and I would start accepting scripts and reading scripts and writing scripts and producing movies. That's what I would love to do. I'd love to do that if I ever won the Lotto. Number 10, looks or personality. Well, I have a great personality, and my looks aren't that great. No, I think they're talking about females. Definitely personality. Everybody should say personality. Looks are one thing, but looks fade. In a nutshell, through my grammar school and, well, my high school years, all the crushes of the cheerleaders and the girls that I had, and then I've gone to reunions and I've seen them, and they don't look anything like that. And the girls that I had no interest in when I was growing up in school, They looked beautiful. They were women. The ugly duckling turned into the swan, as it were. So you can't go by looks all the time. So because you never know, it's the old book, the cover on the book. You don't know what you're getting inside. So you gotta get to know the person, and they have to have a personality that you're comfortable with, and that you can see spending the rest of your life with, no matter what happens, whether it be an accident, a illness, anything. Your heart has to be with that person because of who they are, not what they look like. Okay, that was number 10. Those are all the questions, but there was a bonus question. Bonus question. My favorite comfort food. Tough again, very tough. But in the order this way, in this order, crab. I love crabs. Not those crabs. Stay down, boys. Not those crab legs. I love crab legs. I love crab rangoon and crab. I love crab. I don't like lobster. I don't like lobster. Lobster, it's like you need to dip it in the butter and eat it to give it a flavor. Crab, you don't have to dip it in anything. You crack that thing open, you eat those crab legs, and it's got this great seafood, salty flavor. I love it. Second, pizza. Of course, pizza. Any kind of pizza. I can get deep dish, thick, little, thin crust, anything on there. Except anchovies. I do not like anchovies. I'd probably eat them if they weren't so salty, but they just overpower the pizza. Pepperoni, I'm not too much of a fan of either because it overpowers the taste. But give me anything, on there. Spinach, onion, green pepper, barbecue sauce, anything. I love pizza. Third, coming in third would be tacos. A good taco, not Taco frickin' Bell. No, like you go into the, especially if you go into like a little corner store neighborhood taco place where they got roaches on the walls. Not really, but you know what I mean. Those little places, they make the best tacos. Steak, beef, chicken. Get all that stuff, cilantro, onion, and then the hot sauce, and great stuff. They got to be good tacos. So there we go. There are my 10 questions and a bonus question. CP, I've answered your call. So now I'm going to call out 3 other people that I want to do this tag, do the exact same questions. I will put all the questions down in my message area along with the 3 people I'm going to tag, along with the links to their YouTube channels. And nothing special. I just hope they do it. And you guys who do this need to put your video response in the message area when it's complete so my viewers can see your answers, and of course go and subscribe to your channels if they're not subscribers. That's the reason this is all going around, these tags. So I told you, Eric, I'm gonna do it to you. Hey Internet, Eric here is my first tag. Do this little tag. JVTV, JV, the foulest voice on the internet, the raunchiest, foulest, most hilarious guy I love on the internet. His channel has grown so much just by being who he is and speaking his mind without any kind of reservance. He just says it like it is. And speaking of, I don't like cursing. I have no problem with his cursing, none whatsoever. In fact, his cursing makes me laugh because I know it's all just it's all just true. It's true. And the third one is someone who's come and gone, and he's had subscribers, then he lost subscribers, then he has subscribers, then he loses subscribers, and he really should have a lot more because he does these wonderful little vlogs, and I like the guy, Angel Tarragon from the Dragon's Den. You've been tagged, Angel. I'd like to hear these questions from all three of you guys. Let me know what your answers would be, and yeah, and that'll be that. So as we're going into 35, 34 minutes, it's old Roger D from Channel Donstar. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for tuning in. Sub, don't, thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Even if you thumbs down me, I still get a view. So what's the point? What's the point? I don't care. I don't even watch those because I took them off. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching. Tell your friends, tell your granny to watch old Roger D because he's probably her age. We'll see you in the next video. I'm going to do another tag video, which I don't even know what the questions are, but Eric sent me another tag video. So I'm going to go look at that now, and maybe I'll put that up later on. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.